for the 150th time. Jimmy, how you doing, bud?
Patrick, happy 150. Here we are again, Zanies, Rosemont, Illinois. How you feeling?
I feel great. I'm not sure if this is a milestone, but I feel like we have to recognize it. That number's going to be popping up there on people's screens. You're going to see that 150.
It's been a good run, hasn't it? Can you believe we're halfway to the next anniversary from our live 100th episode?
Oh, it's hard to believe. Looking back, we've been through so much.
Unbelievable, really.
The pandemic tried to derail us. We forged forward.
Whether or not the world wanted us to.
As it Brimley does.
We continued to just move in that direction. And I'm thrilled to be here with you, buddy. Happy 150. Here's the 150 more.
I was looking at the Sesquicentennial. Who else has experienced Sesquicentennial vibes these days? 150 energy.
Are you just going to say that like we all know that what 150th anniversary is? Sesquicentennial?
Sesquicentennial.
Is that when like Sasquatch comes and just destroys everything?
You want to try and spell that?
S-E-S... Wait, no, hang on. Sesquicentennial?
Sesquicentennial.
Sesquicentennial? Okay, hang on. I'm gonna write it down.
150.
S-E-S-Q-U-I-C-E-N-T-E-N-N-I-A-L.
That's correct.
Come on!
Look at this guy.
I can even spell numbers. That's how much of a math nerd I am.
You are correct.
I've never heard that term before. It was a good guess.
And then the next kid's word is blue.
W7. All right.
Yellowstone is celebrating 150 years.
Is it really?
As the town, I saw this town popped up. We've been together. Marshfield, Wisconsin.
Oh, it's a great town.
Can you believe that's been around for 150 years?
That is. What a great... We're just going to put together the two things that are in the town, and we now have the name for it.
Jim and I went there to entertain the United Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin.
We sure did.
And we left with a big mug.
I still have that mug. It's one of my favorites. And then about a year and a half later, I went back and headlined a show for a completely different group in the same hotel.
Oh, you did?
Which is one of those things that no one cares about, but you have to tell everybody.
Was there a baseball card show there, too?
There was not, unfortunately. I was just there to do stand-up, but everyone, I was like, I was here like a year and a half ago.
You ever go into, that's a hotel where you're like, there's been some sports collection. There's been a Star Trek convention here. They've had, this thing's been rented out for. It
smells like there's been comic book fans around recently.
Some great events.
Mm-hmm. I love those. I love a good road hotel like that. Yeah.
We have some notes here, though, on 150.
Yeah, it's Dunbar's number. Have you heard of this?
No, I've not heard of this.
This Dunbar's number is 150. 150 has supposedly been proven to be the maximum amount of relationships that any one person can sustain.
Well, I'm feeling that. I'm about to announce the retirement of the podcast.
Are you? You're done with it?
We're done. 150. That's it. That's all we can handle. I don't want to quit, Jim.
Only
Dunbar.
I think that's why Bacardi 151 is so volatile, right? I think everyone's already got their 150, and Bacardi 151 is the relationship you should not be starting.
How would you like to meet this guy after he met 150 people? Mark Zuckerberg disagrees. Mark Zuckerberg says 5,000. That's the Zuckerberg number. You familiar with that?
Do you think the
MZ digit?
Do you think this guy was just bullshitting and was just like, I'm done making friends. I'm done. Well, how many's enough? 150. I've got 150.
This is a correlation between brain size and the average social group size.
Yeah, okay. So you can only probably withstand X number of groups and X number of people in that group. I guess that makes some sense.
Is there a correlation between head size and social group? Because Irish Catholics have huge heads.
Giant numbers.
And a lot of friends.
A lot of friends.
They're very social.
Yeah, yeah.
More than 150.
You think it's more than 150?
This guy was British.
If you had to list out your top 150, do you think you could?
My top 150 friends?
Yeah, your top 150.
I don't have 150.
ESPN?
I had 150 friends in 2019.
Relationships.
And now I have 3.
Coming in at 87. We haven't talked since the pandemic began and politics came about, but they're still on my list.
But Dunbar was a Brit, and maybe they didn't have a lot of friends because they have smaller heads than the Irish. But they lost a large head.
Oh, my gosh.
An uncrowned head. After this, can you believe?
Patrick, before we get into anything else, I think it's important for us to mention that, and shortly after recording our podcast last week, we heard from a couple Brims who reached out. We're like, I don't know if you've recorded yet, but there's been a major change to a monarchy. And
total shift in power.
Unbelievable.
I got a text about this as well.
And it turns out the Morton Arboretum has named a new president and CEO. Congratulations to Jill C. Koski, the fourth leader in the Arboretum's 100-year history and the organization's first woman president and CEO. Well done, Jill.
Jim, I'm so glad that you are a member of this progressive
Yes, I am.
collection of trees.
Am I would be the right way to say those words.
This forest, that's a blue-collar arboretum, is a forest.
Mm-hmm.
You are in a echelon now, and now you have Jill. Have you met her?
I have not met her yet.
Have you had her over to the treehouse?
I have not had her over yet. Sometimes, though, I do wonder if my plants get, like, mad about me going to like, they're barely alive, and I'm going to hang out with other trees. I wonder if, like, my plants feel like Ben Franklin's kids. You know what I mean? Just like, dad's out with somebody else.
Does she know that you have an infested balcony?
She does not.
With
she
insects?
does not know about the bees. We don't even know each other.
I mean, what are you
yet.
bringing into this place?
But of course, Pat, the circle of life, we know how it goes for a new president and CEO. For one new monarch to begin, unfortunately, another monarchy has to have a change, right? And we lost Queen. We lost the Queen of England.
We did. How old was she?
She was 96 years old.
Did they cut her open and cut the rings?
They did not.
I'm sorry.
Can I start that over, by the way?
Did they cut? Yeah.
Can we just do that piece? Sorry, Ben. But, Pat, obviously, as we know, for one new reign to begin, another reign has to end. It's the circle of life. And unfortunately, also in the last week, the Queen of England has perished.
Did she?
She did. Have you heard about this? I don't know if it's making the rounds on the news yet.
How old was she?
She was 96 years old.
How do they know that? Did they slice her in half and count the rings?
Oh, my gosh.
Did Jill tell you this?
She did not. We don't even know each other
Trying to
yet.
transition. We were just in the Morton Arboretum, and now we're in the Sherwood Forest.
It's unbelievable.
Now we're in Berkshire. They're always like some Edinburgh. What are they're most British names because they're actually there.
They really are.
In Great Britain.
They really are.
They're not. They sound like made up though. Fantastical.
They really do. I saw a tweet somewhere or something where it was like, okay, quick, now it's our turn to take them back over. And it was like a picture of like a city in England called like New Ohio. Oh, like now we go back after them and we just name our stuff, their stuff after our stuff.
Yeah, some people, there were a lot of tweets.
Oh my gosh.
A lot.
There is so much. I've learned so much.
The Queen sparked a lot of discussion.
Pat, there should be a television show about these people. There is so much information about them. How come no one talks about them?
You would have to rewind the Sesquicentennial back, but we did discuss.
He used it twice.
A show about Bozo, which I learned was a nickname of hers.
That.
The Irish.
Rip Bozo. R.I.P. Bozo. Amazing.
I was like, oh, there's a Chicago connection. We had Bozo? What happened to Bozo?
I wonder if they're going to call King Charles Cookie.
Did Bozo die the same day as the Queen?
Willie can be
same
Wizzo.
day? Oh, no, the Queen and Bozo, they're the same? Who's Cookie?
We should call Charles Cookie and William Wizzo. I think we got the whole family going here, don't we?
My sister was right on Charles in Charge. She texted that like immediately, and then boom, there was like a video. When I'm like, way to go, you were
really?
on that.
Like I've seen lyrics. I've seen people post like their version of the new Charles in Charge lyrics and everything. But there's a video of like the theme song.
What did you do when you heard?
I didn't really.
Did you go to DQ?
I did not go to DQ.
I had a hankering for DQ.
No.
And I was wondering what size the mattress was that she died on.
Unbelievable.
Was it like, hey, move her over. This is a double.
All right.
Put her on she needs a full. No, my cousin lives in Northern Ireland. There are a lot of people that are not very happy with,
Correct.
keep calm and colonize.
Sure.
They were not thrilled with the Queen, but I was talking to my cousin in Belfast. He lives in Northern Ireland, and he was like, I'm not saying anything bad. This is a moment, right?
Yeah.
She
Plus,
died.
Might be watching his phone for sure. Yeah.
He said he was just happy that family was around so those corgis weren't gnawing on her. You know? They had, because some people, you don't find them right away.
Right. And
Just saying. She got the royal treatment.
She certainly did.
Have they buried her yet? Who is she, James Brown?
I have no idea.
Put her in the ground already.
It's been a
How long is this?
procession. It is
She must be
unbelievable.
super frozen.
It's thawing her as they go. They got to stop every once in a while, pop her in a walk-in freezer, get her back. It's unbelievable.
They said that some people will be in line for 30 hours.
That's
Jim,
incredible.
I don't know what that is in our time, but over there, 30 hours. They're going to wait to see a flag, I guess.
Insane.
What's on it?
I have
You have
no
a
idea.
flag, and then they have the crown that you can get if you just go buy a Whopper. right?
It's slightly different.
A little different.
It's a little bit different. Her son.
You ever wear that? You ever get they hand you a crown? And you're like, that's so great.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that more often?
Unbelievable.
I gotta bring my kids. You guys want to put a crown on?
You really should. You should have one at home, and whoever's the best kid that day, take the best vacationer to another level. Like every day, you knight somebody. Whoever was the best kid that day.
You have a reverse meal. You go to DQ, and then you're like, but cheer up. There's a new king in town. And then get him a Whopper Jr. Have a backwards day.
He became king at 73, by the way, which very young if he was a U.S. president. I mean, right? He would be our youngest president in years.
This spry king.
What the hell's this kid?
Who's this child king?
Look at this Joffrey from Game of Thrones coming in at the childish age of 73.
Yeah, Chuck, King Chuck. King Chuck. Sounds like something. It's like a premium ground beef.
It does. I was thinking.
We got this. This is a $6.99 pound, and then we have our King Chuck, which is $9.99.
Oh.
And it's a tenderloin. Oh God, you gotta get that King Chuck.
It's benighted. Oh.
I had our 5th grade team wear British Knights for the game. Yeah, I said.
Only dribble with your left.
And then Luke plays on the St. Jude Knights, the hockey team. I was like, have they been called back to the castle?
Take a knee.
Get your stick. And go back to the manor.
It's amazing.
I mean, it is so make-believe, right? It's hilarious.
And now Prince Charles automatically becomes the King of Canada as well, which is incredible.
That would be amazing.
You don't even live there. You're just like, oh, congratulations, you now run another country also.
How pissed are you if you're Canadian?
Unbelievable. Justin Trudeau has been angling for this for years. to be
They're trying to get out of this.
And he's just like, hey, I'm your king now.
A lot of them want out. Mm-hmm. Right?
Everywhere's called Charleston now. A lot of them want out. Of course. It doesn't make sense for someone else to be ruling you from so far away when they're not. Yeah, they don't have they have their best interest in mind in most cases, right? I don't know enough about their specific situation. But I'm saying it's crazy. It's insane to me. They got to change their money. Canada has to change their money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are in deep. They are.
All we have is dead people on our money.
They don't like it.
They don't like it. They have to be alive to be on the cash?
That's so weird. You have to change the money out.
Oh, that's different.
Every time someone, like if someone's assassinated, they just stop the economy for a few days.
Are they have to make it larger to accommodate his his ears? Hold on. Is that going to say save money? Hold on to those ears.
It's inflation.
Hey, listen, you want to save these ears. Put them in your pocket. Save the check. Give me a Charlie. Do they have a nickname for the money over there for the Queen?
I don't know.
Because they have the nicknames in Canada, right? They got are those nicknames or are those real words?
The loony?
Yeah.
I thought that was a real name.
Oh, that's real.
I thought so.
Okay, sounds made up. What a cute country. Do they have a king? Do they have a fantasy king up there? What year did she become queen? Let's see here. We do have some dates here. She became queen in 1952.
That's incredible.
How about that?
Canada was the first country to feature the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II on its currency, a $20 note in 1935 when she was an 8-year-old princess.
Oh, my gosh.
That seems a little weird.
That could go to your head.
That seems a little... At 8 years old, you're already on money? Somewhere you don't even live. Somewhere you just like, oh, no, you rule them. You don't have to go there ever. You just are on their money.
My son's picture was in the Beverly Review, and he thought he was King Chuck.
He wouldn't clean his room for a week.
He was. You're going to be on the. You're 8 years old on the cash.
That'd be great.
No one really uses money anymore.
Not really.
I mean,
they put the Queen on all of their debit cards too, though. Everyone has to return their debit cards and get one with Prince Charles's face on it now. King Charles, I don't like. Hey,
swipe that bitch again. Didn't go through.
She died. You're not going to be able to use this until you get a Charles one. She's dead.
See, it says that this has been in plans for years. Mm-hmm. Like our podcast, Jim.
I mean, in reality.
They had a whole operation known as Operation London Bridge.
I think so. Well, because that's
kind of comical.
It'd be difficult to be like, we were surprised by this 96-year-old's death. You know what I mean? So I think they had to have a plan in place.
I think there's some history to do. Do you know, I think that Arizona has London Bridge. The original.
Really?
You ever hear that?
No.
Lake Havasu in Arizona, I believe, has the original London. So they could have called this Operation Lake Havasu.
Also, I just got that. The Queen's death being called Operation London Bridge is hilarious and incredibly true.
And falling down.
And this is what do we call it when the Queen falls down? London Bridge.
But you know what this leads to? Operation London Bridge leads to the King's new reign, which is known as Operation Springtide.
Come on.
That's what it says here.
Wow.
Yes.
Imagine being 73 and being referred to as the spring. You're a new beginning. I mean, that's ridiculous. Operation Newborn. Get that guy of the walker. What? I've been looking into the conspiracy. I've been looking into the legitimate scandals they've been involved in. Right? Obviously, all the Diana stuff. But then there's some awesome conspiracy theories. Have you ever seen any of the? There's like a former BBC reporter who's like leading this charge where he thinks they're like lizard people acting human.
Oh gosh.
He's got like all these interviews out with people who are like, I've seen them as a reptile before they saw people there, and they had to shapeshift back. Which, how has that not been a sitcom? Are you kidding me?
Maybe that's what's wrong with Charles. Maybe he's not able to go completely into human form.
He's half reptile?
Maybe that's like, hey, Charles, you can't work on your transitioning back.
He's got to be more like Bozo. But how has that never been, like, that's the plot of Alf, right? And you're just trying to make him look human? That should just be, they should do that about the royal family. That should be the greatest television show ever made.
Maybe Camilla's hotter as a reptile than Diana was.
Maybe she is.
You think that's what it was? Like, you guys are judging them by their human form.
Yeah.
You should see him at the parties.
Lizard Cammy is slithery.
You should see him in the castle.
Oh, this little kimono. Little kimono dragon.
I don't know why I thought in my head that at some point Charles was like, you know what, I'm going to be too old. Just give it to William. And that he was not going to be king. I don't know why I thought that.
I mean, I thought everyone just kind of assumed it.
Or then, like, you could, was there an issue? Was there an issue when they got divorced?
It was that he couldn't get remarried, but I think Diana's death, like, was believed to solve that.
That gives birth to a...
Mm-hmm. But the timing on that, everyone says that theory like has been debunked. But yes, that's very popular. That people still believe that they had Diana killed, right?
Yeah,
yeah. And I mean, I read a ton on this. I don't know. I mean, if anyone could have someone killed, it'd be them. And I just like to remind the royal family that I didn't say any of these terrible things about them. I'm Jim.
Where did you disappear into on the internet?
I just come out like this giant, massive beard. I was only in there for 45 minutes. I was on a QAnon site. No,
They're probably talking about you at the secret agent, the James Bond, the real life, what are those guys called?
With their big hats on.
Money Penny is about to hand them a file. This guy.
What is that agency?
Get off on Winfield Road.
MI5?
Pay him a visit. MI5?
MI5? Does that seem about right?
That does seem.
Or that's a BMW. I can't tell which. Really? I think it might be a Tom Cruise movie. I don't know. Anyway.
Do you miss your Beamer?
I don't. I'm good with my Ford. Thank you for asking. What a weird time to bring that up. The Queen died. Do you miss your old BMW?
Well, you're showing off your Beamer knowledge, and I was reminding people that Jim used to roll a Beamer.
It was
and
a long time ago. It wasn't a brand new Beamer, you know.
And now his car's plugged in outside.
I'm doing okay. You know, maybe not as good as it was. Anyway. New reign. What do we think? Do you think Charles is you think Springtide is gonna freshen up the UK?
I think a lot of people. I think he's going to lose. I think the kingdom's going to shrink. I think you're going to have some defection.
Who do you think's going to go?
I don't know. It's like, is it really going to happen though? Because I see this stuff on Twitter, and then it usually happens in real life about 2 years later.
I think so.
So there's going to be an invasion.
There's a bit of delay between your feed and then what actually happens.
There's something
You're in the planning phases.
There's something off-putting about Charles.
Everything?
Right?
Could it be everything?
Very just demure, like it's just barely can thank you for being here, but I can't tolerate you. I had to go back to my house, my hounds.
And the dichotomy of that versus what he said to Camilla in that call. Are you familiar with that phone call? Like that leaked tabloid call?
Oh, no.
So, like during the whole breakup and everything, the media, I don't know if it was separate or what, but they leaked a phone call like a transcript between Charles and Camilla. And then another transcript of a call between Diana and her lover.
Is this when he called her like a pig? You little pig.
No, he was like...
Oh, no, that was Alec Baldwin with his daughter.
Yes, with his daughter. Yes. Sorry, wrong septuagenarian insane person. Close, though. Very close. Or not septuagenarian. Yeah, no, he's not. Wrong insane person. Close, though. So he said to Camilla, like during their dirty talk, and it was all over the tabloids, that like, I wish I could be a tampon so I could be inside of you all of the time.
Wow. Jim, you got to give like a warning.
I am so sorry. Can we, Ben? We are not doing that.
Oh, my goodness. No, this is going in.
We can't now. You can't be mad about it.
This is why we're going 151. No, it's amazing. That's great. He's a very good, that's a great analogy. What a writer.
This was in the newspaper.
Very Shakespearean.
He went to the greatest schools, Patrick. He went to the greatest schools, you know?
I wouldn't even want to be Diana's pad.
I'm so sorry I brought this up.
I'm sorry, Camilla, but I can only make analogies based on that.
This one's my fault. I'll take that. Yeah, I shouldn't have brought this up. My apologies.
I love it.
Who says that? And how is that supposed to work?
During their dirty talk, he wanted to be a feminine product inside his mistress. He was very jealous of Diana, I think. He was very...
I think he was very jealous of tampons.
We tell Camilla, everyone wants to talk to her. Meanwhile, she's discussing his AIDS in Africa. She's so boring. She doesn't give me attention. She just wants to look nice.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I'm very excited about the changing of the guard.
Yeah?
God save the king.
God save the king. For like 3-4 more years.
I mean, this is the first time having a king in our lifetime, right? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's the first time having anything but Elizabeth in 50 years, right? 70 years?
Did you see that clip? The soccer game in Dublin?
No.
And they're chanting. Oh, man.
Oh, no.
They're chanting Lizzie's in a box.
Oh, jeez. Oh, but I say tampon, and we're off the air.
You know the song, na, 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 na.
Lizzie's in a box.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that was a real song.
Na, 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 na. Lizzie's in a box, Lizzie's in a box.
I like that you sing with an accent.
Trending on Twitter.
Hell yeah. Wow. That's
showing
amazing.
the best of humanity.
Unbelievable.
But that was the other side of this. And then you leave Twitter, then you go back on mainstream media, and then you see the flowers outside, the streets lined with people. You're like, okay, yeah, no, it's still normal. That's respectful. And that's where we have to land.
Right.
It's fun to make jokes. And, there's been victims, maybe. I mean, that part's not funny.
There's no way to sit here and act like they've done all good, right? There's been so much shit that they've been responsible. I mean, the royal family they're the Kardashians for so many intents and purposes, right?
I think it's Buckingham.
Is it Buckingham?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Windsor.
They don't even have last names. Do you know that?
They don't?
They don't. And when the kids are in school, they choose the last name they choose as their dad's title. So, like, William went to school as William Wales.
Really?
Yeah, they don't have a last name. That's how famous they are.
That's like mobster stuff. They really are.
Crazy.
They're all made men.
They're like Ronaldinho.
Well, even they refer to it as the firm.
Yeah.
Right? In the inner circles.
Absolutely.
That might be crown knowledge.
Cosa Nostra. They call it this thing of ours.
Yeah, this thing of ours.
It is very cultish, right? It's very, like, the bloodlines, there's all sorts of stuff. Some dude, like, left the kingdom, he became king, and then left right away because he wanted to marry an American woman. And they're like, we can't have you marrying one of them.
When?
In the 50s. Right?
Oh, that one, yeah, King Edward.
Oh, that one.
I thought you were talking about Harry.
Oh, no.
And Meghan.
No. But in the 50s, someone passed, I believe he became the king, and then gave it up very quickly because he was like, this American lady. He had the Jimi Hendrix song, and he met an American woman, and he was like, I got to give everything up. This is my life now.
I'm trying to think of her name.
I can't either. But
Wallace,
I never knew it.
Wallace Simpson? Wallace?
Wow.
Something like that.
I think that's it. Congratulations.
And she was, he was a problem, too. Like, he had been over at hanging with Hitler.
Really?
And then he abdicated, right? And then the King's Speech? King's Speech was Elizabeth's dad, right?
Yes, I believe so. I'm going to trust you on anything historical.
No, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do from here. I mean, I don't know. Hang on. Yeah, I once she died, I kind of tapped out. Like, I've seen clips here and there, but are you watching, like...
Coverage?
Yeah.
No. I'm reading Twitter. I'm doing all the, like, little, and I'm finding articles and then just, like, searching, like, major news, publications, but the scandals and stuff like that. Because, I mean, there are a lot of people who believe that they've had people killed. And then, I mean, even just, like, the year they had, 1992, have you heard of this, Annus Horribilis?
No.
I think that means horrible year, I would have to imagine. In
Is that
1992,
Latin?
A fire devastated Windsor Castle. a private residence as well as working palace. So they, not just a palace, right? But they actually lived there. And then 3 of the children's marriages broke down that year. They refer to it as the annus horribilis. But that was kind of the Charles and Di, the Andrew, and I forget the third. But it was just kind of like ripe for the tabloids, and it kind of really sparked all of this interest back. You know what I mean? Like it brought so many people back into the fold. And some people think that attention is kind of what eventually led to the Diana stuff.
All of this?
Like everything just kind of steamrolling, you know what I mean? And picking up steam and then...
Led to life horribilis?
Well, she was like the most famous person in the world. You want to get that shot of her and the new boyfriend. And I don't know. It's such a crazy story.
And who was that? Kevin Federline? What was his name?
I believe it was Kevin Federline. The guy who was
she banging?
Bozo? Was that it? Was it? I want to say John something.
Well, it was a bodyguard, was it? And then there was Dodie later.
Dodie's the one I'm... Oh, yeah. Anyway, you know a lot more about this than I do. All currency in the UK, all of it features the Queen's portrait. $4.5 billion in banknotes have to be replaced, and it's going to take at least 2 years before the king appears on them.
That sounds efficient.
That really, really does. Why don't you just leave her?
It's a well thought out plan, and they should continue doing it.
I wonder how much that's...
I'll put everything into the king, because he's 73, and he's going to be around. You guys are good. It's all good. Keep going. Keep calm, and keep doing stupid things.
Insanity.
Yeah, it makes no sense, but it's going to get a lot of attention, and whatever. She did some, she
did some
good stuff. She did some bad stuff. She was born into it. What are you going to do?
You've done some stuff at 96.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she outlived so many. I mean, they were talking about the American presidents that she's met and outlived so many people. Yeah, she's probably a reptile. It makes sense now. Because they lived to be about that long.
I would watch that show every week. If the royal family was like, they did their stuff, and then they came back in, and then poof, lizards. I would love that. That's the greatest television show idea.
You think they're like big lizards and they walk around through regular doorways, or you think they're like little iguanas?
Great question. Full-size lizards, and they just put on incredible makeup. Charles, not so good, right? His isn't so great. That's part of the problem. And then they walk around. That's why they don't have a last name. That's why they're so... the bloodline is so important. I think it's real. Anyway, all right.
Well, I didn't realize, too, that they were, related to Louis XIV, like that whole bloodline, too. It was all those monarchs were related.
Yeah. Still are. It sounds like still are. It's crazy. Pat, I stepped into your world this weekend. I went to children's athletics. What a world you live in.
You went to children's athletics?
Unbelievable. I went and watched my 6-year-old nephew play football.
Oh, no kidding.
I had a great time seeing my nieces and nephews. It's a full day. I didn't know.
Flag football?
Tackle.
It's
like their first year, they're all like, it's very slow. The coaches are still out there with them, right? And then, and I don't know if the kids want to play the whole time because there are a lot of injuries. If these kids are not good at football, I think soccer might be right up their alley because by the fourth quarter, every kid was like down on every play. It was like, I'm cramping. And they're like, all right, you come off. And then they'd stand up and run to the sideline. No problem whatsoever. I mean, it was amazing. These guys are going to be great at either Euro basketball or soccer if football does not plan out for them. They are flopping with the best of them.
They're probably exhausted. How hot was it?
It was hot. I can't imagine. I mean, it's a lot of work, and there's nothing cuter than tiny children in football pads. By the way, like you put a 6-year-old in a giant. You give Charles's helmet to a 6-year-old. It's incredible. They're just adorable and top heavy. It's great. It's so fun to watch.
It is. It's like, oh, look at these guys getting CTE.
Okay, it's not.
Cute. Look at them. Get out there.
No one's moving quick enough for that to happen.
Cute.
No one's moving fast enough for that to happen.
No, you're right.
It is.
It's good to be out there and be active,
it's
right?
Fun, man.
You got to have. It's all underway now. I mean, Luke's playing hockey. They have that issue in hockey too.
Yeah.
They have so many of the sports now are like full season. Like,
yeah.
Boom. Games. So it's great that you're out supporting Jimmy.
And this is like, I didn't realize.
Did you gamble on it? I know you like to gamble.
Yeah, I did not. Thank you. There was no one. There was a bookmaker there, but I didn't really know enough about the teams. They do like super lightweight all the way up, like all the kids. Basically, this is smart because it's not just age, right? Like so many others, they do it by weight.
So they got stripers.
Is that what they are?
That's what they used to be.
What's that? Tell me.
If you weigh over 100 pounds, you can't carry the ball.
Oh, really?
And then you put a stripe on your helmet.
Oh.
And then you take the helmet off, but people still call you Striper.
Oh, interesting. You never get rid of that stigma.
Some other people start to get the nickname Striper.
So what they do is...
I'll use it in a sentence. Did you hear so-and-so's dating a Striper? And it could be a guy or a girl in the beginning of that sentence. It could be about a man or a woman.
I'm so confused.
Sometimes the Striper is an adult.
Okay, good.
Like Walco. She could get a yard.
Incredible. They just do it by weight, so like it's not just age. So all the young kids are like all the smallest kids are together, and then they just get bigger as you go throughout the day. So you're like watching. It's kind of like watching professional boxing. You know what I mean? Like you're watching these little ones fly around a little bit, and then all of a sudden you're like, all right, here we go. And then by like 11:30, there's just like look like grown-ups out there, like saying goodbye to their children before they play. It's like, what the hell? You're 14.
Did you notice any weird stuff going on?
It's an ecosystem. Everything you've talked about, it's incredible. I mean, the concession stand is like where everything happens, and everyone knows everything about everybody. In football, like every family sets up their own tent, so there's that too. If you're about the 40 today, okay, I'm an assistant coach, but you guys can have the 40. That's fine. I'll be down here by the 20. That's
Coolers.
Okay. I mean, everyone, and it's like, ugh, don't go to her for the walking taco. She doesn't know how to make. Like it is. These people are. They know everything about each other. It's insanity.
Tailgating the 6-year-old game. That's
it's
awesome.
Unbelievable.
Love it.
I had no idea this world existed like this.
What's a mini NFL which is underway? The Bears' big win.
Unbelievable.
Over San Francisco, huh? They were not supposed to win that game.
See that slide by Fields afterwards in the rain?
See that.
That is one of those things. It's like since that worked out well, that's going to be a cool image for a long time. If he got hurt, we would never stop seeing that.
Yeah, the NFL, big time. It's great to see a lot of guys are talking about their fantasy leagues, and I can't believe how long some of these leagues have been going on. We need to start talking retirement with some of these guys that have been running franchises, make-believe franchises for, to hear it from them. This is our 20th year. We're going away. We go away every year, and then I pretend.
I know.
But it's been going on a long time.
It has. I have one league we've been in 12 years. But at this point...
How many leagues are you in this year?
Two. And they're both like legacies, right? People have known a long time, but they're both
Hey, no, you have to do it. You gotta do it. It's legacy.
Don't do that. No, but like it's just old friends I don't see anymore. That's the only time we catch up anymore. So it's not like we're not going away for it. We're not like it's just online.
No, that's fun.
Yeah, it's fine.
And it's so easy now with an app. Yeah, do you change your lineup?
No. I mean, like if I see someone's injured, I'll just put the next most points in there. I'm not a researcher, as you could imagine, as you've known. If you've seen for 150 weeks in a row, I don't really do a lot of.
Have you ever won it in the 12 years?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Oh, you're kind of sandbagging though. You can't just win it.
No, I'm pretty good.
All right.
And if I'm pretty bad, I'll trade all my stuff for next year. I'll say, yeah. No.
You have a fire sale by week 10?
It's the point of a dynasty league, baby. I'm here to make money. Let's go. You want friends? We'll do that outside of here. This is fantasy football.
Yeah, it was really underway. Then we have the NFL kicked off. We had the Emmys.
The Emmys.
Did you watch any of that?
I did not. Katie McCarthy has told us a little bit of it.
I have a girl on my team named Emmy.
Do you really?
Yeah. I was thinking about nicknaming her TV award.
Hey, golden statue. No more shooting.
Yes. Goldie. I want to give out nicknames. I was thinking about it, but then you start thinking like, oh, you can't really give a 10-year-old girl a nickname.
Right.
Then I was like, what if I put like some just like very general nicknames, like suggestions, and then they could pick one or vote on one. But don't you have to earn a nickname? Are nicknames dead? Do you know anyone with a nickname anymore?
I don't know. I don't know young people, so I don't know if they do nicknames. But yeah, I think nicknames are still alive and well. I still give everyone a nickname because I can't remember their real names. I get jealous of football coaches sometimes because they can just be like 72. They feel like I remember everyone's name. They just got a number right on them.
Oh yeah.
Do you ever do that with the kids? Have you ever like 3?
Coaches start saying numbers different ways. Hey, 27. Hey, 2. You're like, I didn't know you could say it that way. Remember hearing people say that?
Hey, 9 times 3. Get out there.
9 times 3. Who's that? Just kids looking around.
90% of 30. Yeah, we're doing math and gym. Let's go.
They're going to learn all of it. I've been watching like these plays like on YouTube. You go on, and it's like 3 simple plays for like kids. And then I teach it to them. And then they go out and not even close.
You should do.
I want to do a video.
A reaction video.
I was thinking too, like just, and then, okay. Show it in real life.
Yeah. 3 simple plays. No, they are not. And then just. Your kid's not running them well. I love it.
I made the mistake of being like, all right, what should we name this play? And then we talked about it for 20 minutes, and there was an argument.
What were the names they were coming up with? Do you have any examples?
Taylor Swift.
That's a good.
That was going to be. All right, guys, Taylor Swift.
SpongeBob. I think everything should be like that. I think every play you guys run should have.
This play's called Oprah. You get the ball. You get the ball. You get everyone gets the fucking ball. Throw it out. Just
Old McDonald on 3. E-I-E-I-O.
Turnover. Run turnover. Because that's what's going to, then I'll look good. Because that's what's going to happen.
Stop dribbling when you're supposed to.
Chaos. Look at that. Oh, man.
Shoot at the wrong basket.
They listen to him. He must be a good coach. That's complete chaos out there. They ran that to perfection.
It looks like they've never met each other before. Unbelievable.
I called out box, and they all lined up.
Just kind of like you're intentionally doing this now. There's no way you think it's what a box looks like.
It does start out like, so we had one play, and it's called Bucket. And at the beginning of the game, I'm like, Bucket. And then by the fourth quarter, I'm like, just get it in.
By the fourth quarter, you're like, Bucket. It's not going to
Buck all this.
Bucket.
Buck the whole thing. Buck everything. Dude, we lost the other night. We lost 17-16 in overtime. Overtime. You know what happens in overtime, Jim?
I don't.
You have the 6 o'clock game watching the 5 o'clock game.
Oh, yeah.
So you got a packed house now.
They're on the sidelines too. The kids wait.
Oh, the kids are just dying. They're what the? So it's very.
And are they older kids too?
The kids are the ones that actually drive it.
Sure.
Right? So kids don't really go and sit at games.
Right.
But if you could bring them in for like the fourth quarter, it's good energy.
Yeah.
So the next players are watching, right? And a lot of it was like Josephine, her 5th grade team has 3 teams.
Sure.
So another Fisher team was there.
All your pals.
Playing that. So it was fun.
Yeah. Great
Good environment. We fell up just short by 1. We had a great shot at the end. Almost went in. I was very proud of the girls. I think, Jim, it was a turning point in the season. Stay tuned. We got a game tonight at 5:30 if anyone wants to be there. It's at Frontier. Well, this comes out Thursday.
Sure.
So you won't miss it. But we have games. I'm going to start posting the games.
We'll plug them next week.
Yeah.
You know, we'll plug next week's games or
I
something.
think we should do a live podcast at one of the games.
I would love that.
Wouldn't that be great? We'll
As a connoisseur of children's athletics now, I would love the opportunity to see more.
interview the players.
Yeah.
Give
Get
them
out
some
there.
nicknames.
Get out there. Golden statue. What do you think? Well, I tried to run Bucket, but we got Taylor Swifted.
We have a girl named Jordan, and I want to call her Pippin. That's going to be her nickname. Pippin. That's fine, right? But then I'm going to get a nasty email.
Yeah, maybe something that maybe Last Dance, maybe what was one of his famous quotes? Maybe not what he said to Larry Bird. One of his other less vulgar famous quotes.
On Larry Bird?
No, just one of his one of his quotes from the Last Dance or something.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking too, you could just give him like nicknames of Bulls players. Remember Good News? Cliff Levingston?
Oh yeah,
That's a nice nickname.
there you go.
You could give or just NBA name. Tree. We should start calling you Tree.
I'm not gonna. Okay, we could. No, I don't
With
think
your
we
new
can. It's just
where your new office.
just a place I go to walk.
You and Jill.
I'm not really.
Can you see if we can get the new CEO on?
I haven't spoken with her yet. They got a big garden opening next week. We don't. Listen, there's too much going on.
Because we can't get the other woman on that we've been talking about all day.
She is no longer with us, Pat. How was Denver? Can we talk about Denver yet?
Denver
I want to
was
hear all
great.
about Denver. I'm sad. This was my only stop of your summer tour that I was not able to be on, unfortunately. And I know there were some brims there. Tell me all about Denver.
Jim, it was so fun, and I did miss you. I did.
I missed you.
But it was the only weekend where there was like a condo, so we would have been roommates.
Oh, boy.
We could have torn off 150 episodes over the weekend.
Unbelievable.
We would have been living together. Beautiful condo, by the way. I actually sent you a video of it.
You did. It's
They
great.
must have hired a decorator for this place.
It's
they
awesome.
have the sit down, like 2 across video games. We could have been playing
Could have missed
Pac-Man and Dig Dug.
Unbelievable.
And
They had the whole museum in one like tabletop game.
oh yeah, it's all the games. Yeah, exactly.
The whole place.
I felt like I was in Rochester.
Yeah, the whole place we paid for in one 2x2 setting.
They had a glass case. She had like Hungry Hippo in there. She did, and some other games.
Come on.
Not kidding.
Really?
One of those.
Oh, viewfinder?
A viewfinder.
Oh, man. I like a good viewfinder.
You know what I thought would be a good bit is walk into like a coffee shop with a viewfinder, but like have a cord attached to it. and just be real loud on your phone. Be like, yeah, I'm plugging in right now. And I'm pulling it up.
Like you're on an Oculus, like your virtual reality.
Safari animals? Is that the one we're looking at? Safari? And then, and just be reacting to it in a crowded car. Yeah, I'm looking at him now.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Is that a cheetah?
I think I'm on the wrong slide. Are you guys... Wait, elephant? Okay, yep, I'm back. Okay, I'm on the same slide now. Yep, okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I'm on the... You guys are on slide 4, right? Can someone share their screen with me? I'm not getting all this.
Yeah, you're right. I can't... It looks like the trunk is right there. Yes. Wow. All right, awesome. Yeah, all right, yeah.
I feel like I'm in the Sahara.
So she had that there. She had beautiful light fixtures. And this is Wendy Curtis, who runs Comedy Works.
Oh,
they
yeah.
have a club in, what's it called, Greenfield Village? Where was Comedy Works South is where I was, in this landmark, little village area.
Yeah.
And then you have the Downtown Club. So there's 2 clubs out there.
Okay.
Independent comedy clubs.
Awesome.
Very fun.
Awesome.
They got a great reputation. So many people have taped there.
Take good care of people.
Denver has a comedy scene. Denver itself, wonderful. Everyone talks about it. It's very sunny there. Over 300 days of sunshine a year, Jim.
Really?
It was
good walking
cloudy the entire weekend.
You were there for the other 65.
Rained all week. And everyone was, actually the first day I was there, sunny, like 98. Then it dropped to like 60 and cloudy the rest, which I didn't mind.
Yeah.
I had everything I needed in that area.
Yeah.
I just wanted to chill anyway. Like, it worked out for me and the shows.
Yeah.
But I'm sure people were bummed about it. But then I look it up. It's not true. It's one of these things that gets taken and run with.
Yeah.
They don't have 300 days of sunshine.
What do they have?
They have like 290. No, I'm kidding.
Exaggerators.
I think it's
making shit up.
It depends on what you say. Like, what's the sunny day they say?
That's true. That's
like
a good
1
point.
hour,
Some visibility.
5 hours.
Yeah.
But it's great weather there, which I never realized earlier in my early years either. I thought they got pounded with snow all the time.
I don't think I would have seen the 100 degrees coming. You know what I mean? I don't think I knew it got that hot. I've never been to Denver. I'd love to, especially you tell me it's in the 60s. That's gym weather.
You never been there?
I've never been there. It's unbelievable.
You got to fly into Kansas City if you go. That's the closer airport.
Really?
No, but the Denver airport is so far from downtown. It's like, what do you think? How big do you think Denver's going to get? It's like they kept going. Like, just keep going. Go back it up.
Just in case we need this for other stuff.
You know when you do like a project with someone that's like way too serious about it? Like, come on, we could start.
Right.
Let's do it.
Right. You're like, it's 3 to 10 pages, and you have 3 pages, and they're like, we've got 10. We've got 10. Yeah.
That's what they did.
Denver's
like, no,
10 pages away.
200 years from now, they're going to be thanking us that we built it out here. But it's far out there. Great energy in Denver. Love it. Beautiful. I was kind of trying to get a vibe for like, what's the downside? You know, when you go someplace, you're like, okay, why doesn't everyone live here?
Right.
I heard water is an issue.
Okay.
They don't get a ton of water there.
All right.
Very impacted by snow, I guess.
I could see that happening.
You ever hear this?
No, go ahead.
So yeah, it's just a great place, but they have their struggles too. And now it's with water is their big issue. And I think that it's getting like maybe a little bit more expensive out there. So many people are flocking there.
Seems like a great place to live, right?
Yeah. But missed you, dude. You would have had a great time.
I missed you too, buddy. I would love to have been out there. Can you tell a place like that that's had legal weed longer? Can you tell, like, does it seem a little more high as a society? You know what I mean? Like, are things slower in Denver?
No, I don't really. Okay. The hustle is slower.
Okay, that's what I'm wondering. Just
and I think that's kind of like everywhere nowadays.
Probably
their downtown is a little bit, it's cool, but it's, it's a good pace.
Yeah.
But
I love it.
They have a lot of like Midwest, and you could feel it. It's like this is Midwest and West Coast.
Sure,
it really is.
Comes together.
Yeah,
that makes sense. No, by all accounts, I know people who love Boulder. I mean, Colorado, by all accounts, is just supposed to be amazing. Awesome. I'm glad it was a great weekend. I hope you get to.
Where were you?
Soon. I was local. all weekend. I was in just doing a couple local things. I was in Lombard Friday.
Were you local?
I was. I was in Rockford Saturday. Did a little private athletic club. What a great concept. What a great idea. Like, it's just an old building, and they're like, we're going to make this a private club, and it's basically, it's a bar, Like it's like a moose lodge without moose. You know what I mean? It's like a Lions Club, but they don't really care about your glasses or your hearing aids. We don't really want to do any good for anybody. We just need a place we can hang out and tell our families we're gone.
What does the Lions Club even do?
They do glasses and hearing. That's their big thing. They help people see and hear.
It's like brownies for 70-year-olds.
Work. They do good stuff.
They clog up a intersection.
No, these guys clog stuff
give
up.
You,
no, I'm kidding.
Remember, I used to love Kiwanis peanuts. Kiwanis peanuts.
They do have great peanuts, the Kiwanis.
Then you couldn't get them out anymore because people,
Did they go to the Lifesaver?
People would drive off and then just stop breathing. And
that's not what happened.
Go into a.
Did they go to the Lifesaver? Who went to the Lifesaver? Who gives those out now?
I think that was Lions Club.
That might be Lions. Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot what Kiwanis is doing. They might get on Tootsie Roll. I don't know. No, but this our buddy Paul.
Remember you put your tag like on the mirror, like I did give already. I'm not ignoring you. Hi. I'm making eye contact, but I already reached into the center console and gave a fistful of coins at the last red light. But I will take another roll of Lifesavers if you have them. If I gave the last guy $5, I feel good giving you 20 cents. And now I have 2 things of Lifesavers.
That's great.
Dude, I never understood. I remember one time going into Dowagiac, Michigan.
Yeah.
For like a bachelor party.
Sure.
And we're like driving through downtown, and they have like a Knights of Columbus.
Yeah.
And my buddy's like, dude, I'm a member.
Come on.
Pulls in. And now we're hanging at the Knights of Columbus in Dowagiac.
It's
like open bar.
Yeah.
Those places are just.
I mean, they're not quite open bar, but it's like $2 beers.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it felt like open bar.
Yeah, you put a 20 down, and you're like, I live here. It's the and the people are so generous.
I just spent this on peanuts at a red light. And now I'm getting a pitcher of beer.
I mean,
that's a great day. If you can time Kiwanis Day
on your way to a bar,
an intersection of a Knights of Columbus.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm going drinking. This is perfect.
And just run outside for some more nuts. You guys want some more nuts? I'm gonna go outside and give Walter a dime.
Walter. So my friend, it was a great weekend. It was good to be close to home. Like I said, I got to spend some family time, which was nice as well.
But then another gig too, with the athletes, right?
It was really fun. Yeah. So the Aging Care Connection, you've done that years back in the past. I got to meet Robbie Hummel, who was broadcast partners with our buddy Jason Benetti.
Was he really?
Jason just
really?
signed a new contract, so he's going to be leaving ESPN. But Robbie Hummel, former Purdue basketball, Deion Miller from ABC Sports.
Did Robbie Hummel coach too after he got out, or he went right to broadcasting?
He went right into broadcasting. He's still playing. He still plays 3-on-3 for FIBA.
Really?
Like he was FIBA's USA Basketball Player of the Year in 3-on-3 in 2020. Like I think this is his last year, but he's still playing international 3-on-3 competitions and stuff. And I think he's got a really promising career in broadcasting. Like Hummel and Benetti have a very similar path. So very cool there. Seems like a really good dude.
Well, that's cool. It's nice you were working local and got to be home, dude.
Shout out to everyone from Aging Care Connections. It was great. They were so fun to work with. It was awesome. So
that is fantastic. Denver, just being out there, reminded me also, I wanted to give a shout out to my Dayton friends, Jonina, who you met in Cleveland.
Yes.
They have been sending this out to all these Dayton chapters in different cities.
Oh, that's great.
So great group of flyers came out. Had the Dayton flag, got a nice pic with them.
Sure.
So that was very cool.
That's awesome.
And that will segue us into some Brimley banter. And I got a nice note from a flyer.
Talk to me.
Kristen Daly.
What?
Listening to our last episode, she said she was gearing up for the Sesquicentennial.
Can't wait.
For the 150, the 150. But yeah, I heard from some people about the Queen. Heard from some Brims out in Denver too that have listened and are continuing to listen. And then a lot of people said they were going to check it out. So welcome in, my mountain friends. It was so wonderful being with you. I'm sorry Jim couldn't come along, but this is the guy I was talking about. Isn't he sweet?
Rockford, you heard me talking about Pat. Here he is.
This is my friend Jim, and we're going to make fun of a 96-year-old woman dying.
It's nice for you guys to meet each other. Thanks for joining our podcast.
Oh, man, we really got to grow up.
We really do.
We are a couple of bozos.
We are a couple of real bozos.
We really are.
I started to say this earlier. I don't think I finished it. Shout out to our buddy Paul, who's come out to see us a few times. He actually set up this thing in Rockford, so wanted to give a big thank you to Paul for that.
That was a brim?
It was a brim.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I like Rockford.
It's a great city.
I met someone in Denver that said, I'm from Rockford.
Really?
Yeah.
I tell one of my favorite stories. I don't know if I've told it on here. I tell it every time I'm on stage in Rockford. One of the weirdest things that's ever happened to me in Rockford. I was at a gas station, and I was walking into the gas station to pay, and there was a guy out front of the gas station who was like, hey, man, do you want to buy a PlayStation? And I was like, no, thanks. And then when I walked out of the gas station, maybe 3 minutes later, there was a different guy, and he was like, hey, man, do you want to buy a PlayStation? And I was like, no, thank you. What happened? Did the first guy go on break? Did he buy it from the other guy? Did he just kill that guy and now it's his? I've never known the rest. Like what? Why was it a different person trying to sell this to me? Dude, outside of there.
This is gonna sound ridiculous, but I know a guy, 2 guys.
This is insane.
That lives in Rockford and sells PlayStations.
Shut up. You do not.
And then I know another guy who flips them.
No.
Yeah, he flips them.
This is not. It's not the case.
He's like,
my buddy Brian.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy this off of you for $60, and I'm gonna sell it to that guy for $63.
That sucker's gonna give me $62.50.
Call it a day, and go to the Knights of Columbus and get shit faced.
Let's go
for the rest with my $3 haul.
Give me my peanuts.
Can you imagine do you think the PlayStation would have worked when you got it home?
I guess it would not.
God damn it, this doesn't, what happened?
Well,
this PlayStation I bought didn't work. Where did you get it? I bought off a guy in a parking lot.
You know that gas station right off Alpine? Yeah, next to it. There's a guy that's the store? No, the guy next to, he's at pump 3.
Was it a decent gas station or was it like a rusted out Golf?
It was a fine, like it wasn't like, oh, I'm probably going to get offered a PlayStation while I'm here. You know what I mean? I didn't think other merchandise would be coming up. I think there are some gas stations where like, I'm probably going to be solicited to buy other things. And this wasn't one of them.
Do you remember gas station commercials? Like, do you remember that guy Merv?
Yeah, Merv. What was Merv for?
Was he Phillips 66?
I think he might have been. Or Union 76, one of the two.
Oh, yeah, maybe that.
One of the numbers.
I just remember we had and still have a mom and pop Keen gas station in our neighborhood.
The best.
They pump it for you.
They do.
This is a gift. If you're ever on the south side of Chicago, especially coming up now into the cold months, 111th and Tallman, Keen gas station, full service.
What do you tip on a gas full up for that?
A couple bucks.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just curious. I wouldn't know the number.
You treat him like a 80-year-old Kiwanis. Treat him like a 90, someone.
Do you get Tootsie Rolls in return?
No, there's no candy.
Oh wow!
But they squeegee if you fill it. You fill your tank. They squeegee your car.
Only if you fill it.
They what? Well, no.
If they have time. If you're like $20, they're not going to take I'm not going to do any extras. That makes sense. Yeah. I feel like if you just get like a quick haircut, they're not doing the eyebrows.
I feel bad for those guys.
Similar, right? Am I?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Is this a great analogy or a terrible one? I can't tell.
I feel bad for those guys that don't they use debit, right? So it's harder to tip, I think, sometimes because they come out and it's like fully run. They don't have like a tip sheet on there.
Can you order stuff from inside while they're there? Is this like the original DoorDash?
No, it's not like Sonic. These guys are not on roller skates. They're on roller skates playing American Graffiti.
I've been assuming skates the whole time.
Buddy Holly.
I've been getting this entire thing wrong. Do they even play 50s music?
No, these guys, they're good dudes.
They're great.
They got suspended in high school, not expelled. Okay. They might have gotten suspended. And they are a great time, and they're fun, and they'll talk to you when you come in there. They treat you like human beings. You feel like you're out in the world. Like, here we are. We're living together, all of us. Human beings, community. That's what Keene Gas Station brings.
Pat, you know what else?
My point was, I would see the national ads, and it would bum me out as a kid. Like, how come we don't go to those? I didn't know. Like, or why doesn't Keene have a commercial? What? The Keene's better than all of them.
Yeah.
Put Keene up there.
That is so common as a child, though, right? You want them to be like our Ace Hardware guy. I was like, they have like a guy playing you on TV. Oh, yeah. You're the Ace Hardware guy.
Right.
That was like the first finding out about old St. Nick, you know?
And can I tell you something about Keene? Maggie Hughes Apollo, her dad went to Keene all the time. He was a Big Mike. It was known at Keene, and they put on their marquee.
Awesome tribute.
Great tribute to him.
Yeah, and when you bring up Keene, that's the first thing I think of. So great community people. Love it.
All right. Raleigh Keene, I'll give a shout out to as well. He's a buddy of mine. He's running the operation now.
I love it.
All right. What else? Do we have any other banter from Brims?
I think, Pat, I think we are about done. I don't know who's running this operation, but I think we are ready to dive into the next 150.
Well, listen, man, I could not be happier to be where we are. at 150. The numbers we looked at today, just before we started recording, and they look good, Jim.
Awesome. We're slipping in Israel, and I don't know what we did, but I just want to tell our Israeli listener, or both of you, I don't know how many it is, that whatever we did, I'd like to apologize.
What if they met and they got married and listened together now?
Oh my gosh.
So it's like we lose a number, but they're going to have children.
We're going to need you to get those children their own phones very quickly and get them to start downloading, subscribing, and maybe leaving a review every now and then. I'd love to know who our Israeli listener is.
You know what? I got a note from someone from Israel for sure.
I think you're
What's
right.
her name? I'm gonna pull it up. I'm embarrassed. If she hears this, send me a note again. I can find the message, I'm sure, as well.
Canada's coming in strong too. Our Canucks are stepping up their game.
Well, man, we've been spreading the word. I was in the Falls spreading the word.
This is where they go to get their information on what's happening with their currency. So I feel like we are now their official podcast.
And now that you have joined an arboretum and are more in touch with trees and nature, that you'll be able to relate to them more because they are also, I think, more connected to nature than we are here.
Agree more. Patrick,
In fact, I'm going to come up with some trivia next week for you. I'm going to ask you some questions on conifers and deciduous. I have to make some deciduouses. I have to come up with what I'm going to do. I'll come up with some evergreen material, though, that we can use.
All bark and no bite, or are you really going to do this?
I'll do trivia.
Okay.
I'll come up with something for next week.
All right.
And
I'm not trying to throw shade, by the way. I'm just wondering if you're really going to do this.
No, I will.
I was just another tree pun with shade. That's all I was going for there. I'd like to apologize. I don't know if you caught the bark one either.
I was
Braves, did you catch the bark one?
So thrown off by you saying throw shade because it fit. And I was like, oh, okay. I can't make fun of him for saying that. He's so in touch.
You know what, Pat? Before we leave, I want to go ahead. Yeah, that was third. That was 3 in a row, by the way. Before we leave here today.
3 in a row what?
Puns. Before we leave this episode, Pat, I want to go ahead and say thank you and for 150 great episodes, man. It's been incredibly fun. Huge shout out to everybody on our team. Ben doing the production.
Ben Anderson.
Unbelievable work getting this out for us.
How about our songwriters, Tommy Schneeman
and Greg Kennedy? Unbelievable. Those two guys made the song for us. Katie McCarthy kind of puts everything together for us here.
Katie, thank you so much, Katie. Alex.
Don't know how we'd be at 150 without her. Alex, spending so much extra time. Everybody here at Zanies has been incredible, so helpful, and just getting behind what we're doing. But Alex has certainly had the biggest shift to his schedule, and we appreciate all of your hard work.
We love everyone, and we're grateful to the Brims. We're grateful to Zanies, and we want to keep going. We'll do 150 more, right, Jim?
Yeah. Thanks to all of you for listening, reviews, all of it. You know, we love it. Download, subscribe. Follow us on social media if you don't. If you can't leave a review, that stuff helps. Any of those things. Easy ways to say thank you, right? Don't cost them anything.
I have a question. Will she be in the ground by 151?
We'll find out. I don't know. How long does this queen stuff happen?
We'll find out. Tune in next week to see if she's in the ground yet. Bye-bye.